Hi guys. So the book I read today was not today, but like a while back, was Bad Blood, written by John Carreyrou. He is a French American author and reporter for the Wall Street Journal. And essentially, I'm gonna break up the book into like two parts. The first part follows Elizabeth Ann Holmes and her rise of Theranos in Silicon Valley. And essentially, this is a company that has a lot of secrets and like high employee turnover, but essentially what the company wanted to offer to the world was a level of testing of the blood through just a single drop, and that drop would be able to analyze your blood and tell you that everything that's medically wrong with you, and it's all at the expense of it being such a small device. It's like the size of a small home printer, and these devices would be dispersed to clinics, pharmacies, and even the comfort of your own home if you really have the money for it. And then the second part of the book kind of follows John Carreyrou in his investigation towards what the shady business at Theranos is happening. And he kind of discovers some things through the employees that recently quit the job and like had to sign these non-disclosure agreements, not being able to speak of anything. But there was a lot of secrets happening inside, and there was a lack of transparency at Theranos. And Elizabeth was like, she didn't give off very evil vibes, but the way she treated her employees wasn't very good at all. And it just makes for a really good read because when you start to uncover things in the book, you feel like you're really on the journey to like put a stop to Theranos's evil clutches of the blood working industry. She made promises to companies like Walgreens and other huge corporations and big investors, and they loved the idea. The only reason that they didn't want to really back out of this idea was because it was something that would revolutionize the blood testing industry in the world at whole. But there was a small thing, and it was that it was impossible to do that. But that's all I'm going to say because I don't want to spoil any more of the book. So how this kind of ties into what we've been learning in class is through the culture of a business as well as toxicity in a leader. And Elizabeth was very toxic, and the environment that she worked in was also very toxic. And that's why a lot of employees at Theranos were kind of quitting their jobs. There's a high turnover, and that was something that was very stressed upon, or if not even stressed upon, it was just something that you noticed reading the book because a lot of people didn't want to stay because it was such a toxic environment. And one thing that really like stood out in terms of culture was that there needed to be a level of clarity and a goal that was attainable for these employees to reach and the company to reach, and it's more of the employees finding themselves for the company, like helping push the company forward. But what Elizabeth was doing was trying to put herself forward, her needs, and that was the exact opposite of what a good and healthy culture would be. And that's just not okay, and that's how I see it. Sorry, I was eating. How it relates to the culture and how I tie that back to what we've been learning in class. And overall, it was a great read. I loved it, honestly. I probably could read it again. Didn't really want to put it down. Read it in like 2 days, around like 300, 400 pages. Good book. And anyone that wants to read this, I'd recommend it for people that kind of want to learn what a toxic environment looks like through the eyes from outside looking in and what it does to people. There was one employee in specific that a toxic environment kind of hit home with, and it was really expressed upon in a chapter in the book. And as well as that, and anyone else that kind of likes mystery books, there's like a huge mystery behind this. Like each page has pretty much like a new sort of thing happening inside the company, and it just gets you really interested. And overall, I guess I give the book like probably a 9 out of 10. So yeah, next book.